Oh.
I wish I understood that I don't need other people's approvals of myself. I wanted to be an artist. That's something I really wanted my whole life. It's not a secured, normal life. How will I live? How will I survive? How will I have money? I dropped out of arts completely. And then I tried to have a normal life, and it was a good life. I had my career, you know, the regular things, making money, starting my good job, and so on. But I wasn't happy. I figured out I'm not happy. And it took me a couple of years. I just started questioning myself and my life. Like, what am I doing here? What am I actually doing in my life? What makes me feel alive? And I came back to the same answer. I want to be myself. I don't have to be accepted by in the art world, by the critiques. Paint, in a way, I feel it's right. Whether it's ever going to be sold or not, it doesn't really actually matter to me. Even if I never see the fruits of my work, and I'm completely immersed in it, in a way I give all of my energy. I feel I'm doing what I'm supposed to do in this life. I gained peace. I feel like I'm there on my path.
I was too focused on pleasing the other people, and I didn't really take care about the people who were close to me. People who really understand me and love me. I said, okay, these guys, they like me, so I'm going to try to make other people like me because I wanted everyone to like me. I was born like a fat, let's say. You know, when physically you don't feel confident, you always want to please your others. You always want to say, I can prove to myself that it's not because I'm fat that I cannot make friends or something like that. This is really hard to admit that you're obese and that you have to do efforts. This physical problem of confidence, you try to hide with social links that can be really, really toxic and negative, just to not say to yourself, I need to lose weight because my health is in stake and because I cannot live like this anymore. I took my family for granted. I was pretty cold with them, let's say, because I was like, this is people who are guaranteed. I didn't took the time, you know, of getting their feelings, what they feel, what they think, what advice they need or what advice they want to give me, and at the end I lose. You have to be a real family member, and so right now I am really trying to cut ties with people who are toxic, let's say, and I'm getting closer to my family and close friends.
I ended up missing a lot of interesting relationships that now that I look back on, I wish I could have been part of. The obvious example would be a romantic relationship. We were in this tennis club together. She was French. We dated for a while. She wanted to take things to the next level, which was natural in retrospective. What I liked about her, I'd say her taste, which is something I really judge people on, like what's her taste in books, in music, in films. And she was just straightforward. She was honest with me. She had a good sense of humor. Just a bunch of amazing little features that made her the most perfect girl I've met so far. But I was just afraid of commitment, afraid that I would ruin my relationship with this perfect woman. I was somewhat of an overthinker. I approached life slowly and very carefully, and then ended up backing off just because of small inconvenience. I hesitated and was afraid of the commitment, and to just have this leap of faith, which is all you need in a romantic relationship, put your heart on the line. At the time, I didn't have enough guts to do that. It was really unfortunate because I feel like we could have had a lot of beautiful stories to live together. I can't help but compare her with every girl that I meet now. Like, she's the standard, she's the high bar that every girl should surpass now.
The fact that I've never properly studied English, for me, is something that matters. As I am right now a PhD student in linguistics, and I have a bachelor and a master in linguistics. My research is in English. Every time right now I need to talk, I have the impression that I am not sufficiently good at talking to people. I need to stop or to reformulate what I'm saying, and I don't like making mistakes. I always make some bad thoughts about what will the people think about me. I always feel that I am kind of inferior because right now I am a PhD student. I should have very good knowledge of the English language. If I had studied English, I wouldn't be ashamed of speaking in public. Would I have get better opportunities to get a PhD abroad? I was working on my English during the quarantine. I tried to force me to like listening to something in English every day, to work on my accent as well. This could have an impact if I share my work to international conferences. I am scared that this will prevent me from obtaining other achievements in life.
Engineering school. I was really like a fanatic of cinema. I always wanted to be behind the camera and before the camera because storytelling was my thing. It became a passion and it was something I really wanted to do. But then my parents told me it may be a dead end or it's a path that won't really pay off. So they kind of convinced me to join like engineering school. And so that's what I did. I'm having good education and I'm probably gonna have a good job. I still have like this regret like lingering in the back of my head, telling myself, what if we chose cinema? Would I be more happy? Every time I thought about it, more questions were popping up. And so when I was in engineering school, I was a president of some clubs in my school, like showing movies at school or filming ourselves for short movies. And I really had fun. So yeah, I think I convinced myself that I made the right choice by choosing engineering school. I have tons of little cousins in my home country. And I feel like because I'm the only one of the big family that was able to go to France, have this great education, I feel this responsibility. Like, I feel that I need to succeed in the best path possible so I can help them out later. And I think that's what's really stopping me. What if I did really go with my heart in that one?
Not going out of my comfort zone earlier. I feel that I'm late for some stuff in life. I have been living in the same place that I was born for 22 years with the same friend group. I came to Paris to study, and when I adapted to this environment, I realized that I feel much more free, confident. Being here makes me feel so much better in life. I can cope with my problems on my own. I think if I was out of my comfort zone a bit earlier, I would have been a much more self-confident and outgoing person. I'm studying something really academic and research-based right now, but I realized recently that actually I want something much more creative and something really hands-on, rather than being like at the back of the computer all day. And I think for those kind of stuff, you really need to be out there, outstanding and networking and knowing a lot of people. If I have gone out of my comfort zone a bit earlier, I think I would have good connections by now. And also the personal skills that would help me to fit in a lot of different environments. Those skills are becoming really powerful if you start using them as a teenager when your personality is actually developing. In this very globalized world, having the opportunity to explore what's around, what is going on in different environments, cultures, with other people is a really big chance that everyone should use, I think.
It always seems to me negative or pointless to regret things, because whether you did or whether you didn't, you don't know what would have happened if you had done it or hadn't done it. That sends everything in an alternative direction. Look back, oh, I regret I didn't take that job. But how can you regret that? Because you've got no idea. You might have been fired, the company might have gone bankrupt 2 weeks later, you might have hated it. It seems to me it's a bit of a waste of mental energy. So much sort of nice stuff in the world. So why spend all your time regretting? Go look at a tree or look at the sky or the sea or something and enjoy it. And think, hey, I'm glad to be here, doing what I am. 35 years ago. Had a job offer, didn't take it. Now, if I'd taken it, I have got absolutely no idea what would have happened. What I do know is I wouldn't have met my wife because it was in a different country. So then you're saying, oh, I wish I'd done that. Okay, so I wish I had that job. Yeah, that's great. So wonderful. Lots more money, maybe, maybe not. Who knows? But then I wouldn't have met my wife, wouldn't have my children, etc. I'd have maybe a different wife, different children. But you don't know. You can't tell. So what on earth is the point of turning around and going, oh, we should have taken that job 30 years ago? Plan what you want to do this afternoon or tomorrow.